It looks like tone-deaf Democrats missed the biggest lesson from their landslide loss. The X account for the Democrat members of the House Ways and Means Committee reposting a tweet that mocks Americans who are concerned about inflation, saying, quote, "And here we were thinking y'all couldn't afford eggs." But that post has since been deleted. Okay, now, I don't understand, and, maybe you do, Tyrus. What's with the Dems? Now, this is the Dems, okay? It's their Ways and Means, okay? So we don't know if it's the ranking member. We don't know if it's the staffer. But why are they always trashing ordinary Americans who are having a hard time buying food?
Not to mention trashing the English language. Y'all is not the right nomenclature.
I know it.
Y'all, y'all, it screams of someone wasn't paying attention. That's definitely not AI. You can't blame that on AI. Yeah. They're just the unaffected or are completely out of touch of everything. Yeah. This is a big country. Some people, regardless of high inflation, are still going to fly to go. It has nothing to do with lower class Americans who are struggling to pay bills, or people just make their decisions. It's just, they're so out of touch. And they worry about other things, the wrong things like pardons and perceptions and how they're looked at. Instead of just shutting up, step out of your little bubble, maybe close the safe spaces, walk out on this crunchy green stuff called grass, and get involved in the world and see that things do affect you. Even though you can afford $9 eggs and $7 butter, doesn't mean you still don't do other things. It's just, this is why you got your butts kicked so bad. Yep. And then the worst part is after the whooping, you showed back up at the bar and picked the same fight with me again. This is, they just, they don't get it.
They don't get it, Dana. And you know what's amazing is that the optimism after Donald Trump won the election has led to Black Friday, which is something like a record $10.8 billion. And Cyber Monday, I think, was $13.3 billion.
We are consumers.
Half of that was you, Judge.
Here come the Amazon
some
boxes.
happy poodles
everybody.
this Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter. That reminds me, I will stop picking a leg day fight with you, if that's what you were trying to signal to me there. I will not do that anymore.
She's ruthless with her leg comment.
I think that if you remember, Ron Klain, he was the chief of staff for Joe Biden. And when inflation started to take off and there were concerns about it, he said, inflation is a high-class problem. And I think the Democrats never recovered from that. And it was basically saying, all of you people who are complaining about inflation are the same deplorables we don't like anyway. And if it is a staffer at the Ways and Means Committee, while the Democrats are in a position of trying to find their footing after losing the election so badly, that if it was a staffer, the person should be fired and made an example of and said, we don't do this anymore. Enough. If it was a member of Congress who had their hand on the X button, putting something out, they should raise their hand and admit that it was them, because their constituents deserve to know. And they can apologize, and maybe that apology will be accepted, but something like this is not going to be forgotten. And that's why the realignment could be more permanent than the Democrats realize. I think they are worried about that.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.